With the release of Valorant on June 2nd, there's a lot of things to look forward to in this game after closed beta ended, and with the start of this season, meaning we have a new patch note to look forward to, a bunch of buffs and nerfs to different agents that you guys already know if you played the game. Plus, there's a new agent, Reyna, and a new map, Ascent. So, a lot of things to look forward to. Make sure if you find this video helpful in any way, go ahead and leave this video a like, and scroll down below and make sure to click that red subscribe button. It truly helps me out a lot, it helps the channel grow, and we're trying to hit that 500 mark. Thank you, let's get started. Now the first thing we're going to talk about is a huge nerf to Sage involving her heal and her barrier. Essentially, for her heal, the cooldown is increased from 35 to 45, meaning that in a single round, the maximum amount of heals that you can throw out is about 3. That's assuming that of course you use your heal immediately at the start of the round. Essentially, this nerf to Sage's heal encourages your team and yourself to play a little bit more smarter and not take every single gunfight just W keying, since you have less heals to go around. If you think that nerf for her heal is horrible enough, well, they also nerfed the HP of your wall. It used to be at 1000, but they dropped that down all the way to 800. Not only that, they also decreased the amount of time that the barrier stands from 40 seconds all the way to 30 seconds. So that means that when you are playing your defensive sites, it is just a little bit harder to hold those rushes, since a full clip of a single rifle like a Vandal or a Phantom can easily break that wall. That just means that you have to be smarter with when you place the wall, because it's not going to buy you as much time when slowing down a rush or a push from the enemy team. The last change involving Sage is that you can simply see the Sage wall on the minimap now. You can clearly see when the Sage wall goes up, which wall is broken, or when it's coming down. The next set of nerfs involves Race and her C4, which is called the Blast Pack. Essentially, they reduce the blast radius from 2 meters to 1 so that you guys can be as effective when spamming it by checking corners or using it to kill someone. I personally think it's not that big of a deal, but it's still a nerf to her damage, so that when you use your blast pack to try and kill someone in the corner, you just have to be more precise for where you are throwing that blast pack. Now for Phoenix, there's a lot of changes involved his whole kit. So first, let's start with the ability Blaze. They decreased the damage from 15 damage per 0.25 seconds to 1 damage every 0.033 seconds. In translation, that essentially means they decreased the damage from 60 damage per second down to 30 per second. Now the heal that comes from your Blaze is also decreased from 12 per second to 6.25 per second. Essentially, Riot wants you to make sure that you are not always using Blaze as your primary source of healing. Next one is Phoenix's signature ability, Hot Hands. Essentially, they increase the healing from 12 per second to 12.5 per second. So it's not that much of a buff, but again, maybe that 0.5 HP might increase. Essentially, again, they just want to balance the healing out from Blaze and Hot Hands so that you have to pick which one you want to use. Now, the last two things that they involve with the change of Phoenix includes the Flash. They increased the flash duration from 0.8 to 1.1 seconds, meaning when you're turning those corners and you're open fragging, the chances of you getting those kills while they're still blinded essentially increases. You don't always want to turn and then somehow, some way, they can already see you. So I think this is a good buff for Phoenix. Hopefully you Phoenix mains out there enjoy this one. The last thing involves his ult. This is really nothing too crazy, but essentially when you ult and that duration finishes, if for some reason you essentially have no more ammo when you fired all your clips, when you respawn on your spot, you will have all of your guns reloaded. The last thing we're going to talk about is my favorite part of this patch notes 1.01, and that involves Omen. I think right here is the biggest buff that you can ever give an Omen main. So let's start with the TP. Essentially, they didn't change anything, but when you TP to a specific place, you can actually use the minimap to exactly pinpoint where you are going to be teleporting with your TP. meaning if you are teleporting from a smoke and you can't see where you're teleporting, use the minimap to your advantage and see where you're actually trying to teleport. I think this is a big buff. This puts less risk on the TP for when you're trying to make a play with Omen, and I think personally this is a huge plus. The next thing that they changed is Paranoia, which is Omen's blind. Essentially, instead of being a quick cast, you can now equip it when you click the keybind for the skill, and then you can use your crosshair to aim wherever you want to throw it. It is also more reliable to land, so you can have an easier time landing those blinds and be confident that when you swing, they are probably displaced. The third rework for Omen involves his smokes. Now there's nothing really changed about the duration of it or how it looks inside or anything like that. It is essentially a quality of life change for people who might have not played Omen yet, and it just makes it easier for them to land a very accurate smoke. Essentially, there's two ways that you can use it. One is called a phaser world version of the smoke, where you can actually see a different version of the map and you can specifically see where your smokes are going to be landed, where you control the left and right of your mouse to go back and forth, and you can use the crosshair to go up and down. Also, if you're still not used to that and you just don't want to deal with that, you can press R, which is the reload button, to go back to the old way of throwing the smoke. The last set of buffs that they gave to Omen is a rework to his TP for his ultimate. Now, when you use your ultimate and go to a different place, you have the choice of canceling that TP. This is a huge buff to Omen's kit because now you can actually just use your TP for recon and information. Before, when you use your ult, essentially you have to be all in, because if you TP'd wrong, a whole team might be staring at you, is going to let you complete that teleport, and you're essentially a free kill. Now, if you think you teleport at the same place, you will see where that teleport is. You can decide if that's a bad teleport, get the information, and go ahead and cancel. This makes Omen's gameplay even better with more usefulness to the team. Now, if you want to cancel your ultimate, all you have to do is essentially click the same button that you used. So whatever keybind you have for the ultimate, you press it to activate it, and if you think you want to bail, press the ultimate one more time. Oh yeah, they also buffed Jett's smoke clouds from 4 seconds to 7 seconds, and if you ever ran and dashed into a Cypher trap, it essentially breaks that trap automatically, but it will still reveal you for a brief moment. But that's Jett. I still don't like Jett. She's still about an F to a D tier of an agent, and it's just not useful in the team composition. Yeah, Jett mains, you're only good for pop stomps, not rank. That is going to do it for this video on the patch notes 1.01. Here is going to be a quick summary of what changes are occurring with this patch. I hope you guys enjoy it. And again, if you find this video helpful in any way, go ahead and scroll down below and click that like button, as well as clicking that red subscribe button. Again, it truly helps me out a lot. We are working towards the 500 mark, and I'd be grateful for you to be clicking that. Thank you so much. That is going to do it for this video. I appreciate everything you guys done. Thank you for staying this long. And if you want to see more Valorant content live, go ahead and click my Twitch channel below. Click the follow button so that you know when I am streaming. Have a good one.